Clark showed up today at the Nike WHQ. Don't know exactly what that is, to be honest. The Nike worldwide headquarters. Okay, that makes more sense. But she has showed up to the Nike worldwide headquarters, and obviously this is one of those, like, she is the massive guest. They're all there.
So, Caitlyn Clark just walked into Nike's world headquarters in Oregon, and the entire building came to a standstill. Employees lined halls, cameras flashing, applause echoing like she's already a Hall of Famer. This isn't normal for a second-year WNBA player. It's the kind of reception Nike usually reserves for LeBron or Serena. And there's a very specific reason this is happening right now.
More of Caitlyn at the Nike WHQ. Her arrival. Obviously, when it's Caitlyn Clark, they're all clapping her. It's muted right now on your screen, so like, it is what it is. And obviously promo material shown and given out. So this is the annoying thing about this is why is everything about this talking about worldwide? You can't get anything Caitlyn Clark related outside the States. Can't get anything Caitlyn Clark related.
Look at that reaction. They're treating her signature logo reveal like a product launch for the entire company. And here's what's fascinating about that logo. When it first dropped, some in the basketball community thought it looked more like a lifestyle brand than a performance basketball signature. But that's actually the genius of it. Nike learned something crucial from the Sabrina Ionescu line. Her shoes sold out instantly, but not just to basketball players. They sold to people who wanted wearable, casual sportswear. The Caitlyn Clark logo is designed for t-shirts, hoodies, jackets. It's meant to be everywhere, not just on a basketball court.
The whole Caitlyn Clark thing, why they're pushing this right now, is because the shoe's coming soon. This sneaker is going to be revealed soon. So they said spring. I think they said spring. It's meant to be released, I think, in spring of this year. I think if we're being real, like, she's already done the podcast rounds. She was on the Kelsey's podcast. She was on talking about the shoe. She's been doing plenty of things at Nike, talking about, or playing things with Nike. And there's been so many little things.
This is where Nike's strategy gets really calculated. They're pushing this media blitz now because the shoe reveal is imminent, spring 2025. That's the official timeline they've committed to. Caitlyn's already hit the podcast circuit, sitting down with the Kelsey brothers specifically to discuss the shoe design process. She's been at Nike headquarters multiple times over the past few months, finalizing the details. And there's another reason she ruled out playing in Unrivaled this year. Last season, she was non-committal about the 3-on-3 league. This year, she shut it down immediately during the WNBA season because Nike needed her available for the launch campaign. They needed her schedule clear for appearances, media, and the coordinated rollout of what could be their biggest signature athlete debut in over a decade.
Curry shit isn't, and Steph Curry's coach reposting everything, and Caitlyn Clark posting Steph Curry wearing her shoes. There's plenty, because, like, again, her sneakers are literally, they are the most worn, they're the most worn sneakers in the NBA this season. Like, Caitlyn's P's have been the most worn sneakers in the NBA. So at the end of the day, like, if it was that big a deal, the NBA players were wearing Caitlyn Clark shoes, she would have posted more about it, or, you know, with her sneakers being first and second in the NBA.
Now, here's the part that should terrify every other shoe company. Steph Curry wore Caitlyn's PE shoe. His coach even reposted it. And this wasn't a one-time publicity stunt. The Caitlyn Clark PE line has been the most worn signature shoe in the NBA this season. Not LeBron's, not Jordan's, not KD's. Caitlyn Clark shoes. NBA players are choosing a WNBA player's signature shoe over every other option available. That has never happened before in basketball history. When male professional athletes actively choose to wear a women's signature shoe in competition, this isn't just a feel-good story. It's a seismic shift in how the market values women's basketball products.
That Caitlyn's everywhere. The shoe is everywhere. And it's going to be it's going to be Nike's biggest sneaker launch for a new signature athlete. Probably since being a signature athlete really matters. Like, or sorry, since it hasn't mattered that much. Like the launch of the Giannis shoe, who's been their best athlete they've had, wasn't that big. Their launch of the Luka shoe, because he was with Jordan Brand. Their launch of even the Bookers, the Jazz, the Kyrie ones, which were great.
And this is what makes the launch so critical for Nike's entire business model. The concept of signature athletes is expensive. You're paying tens of millions per year to someone like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Devin Booker, or Jason Tatum. But here's the problem Nike has been facing. None of those launches created the kind of cultural moment that justifies the investment anymore. The Giannis signature shoe launch was modest. The Luka Doncic line, even though he's with Jordan Brand, didn't generate mainstream buzz outside hardcore sneaker collectors. Even Kyrie's signature line, which produced genuinely great performance shoes, never translated into the mass market appeal that makes a signature athlete worth the cost. But Caitlyn Clark is different. This isn't just about basketball fans, it's about casual sports fans, women who've never bought basketball shoes before, and parents buying shoes for their daughters who want to be like Caitlyn. Nike is betting that signature athletes still matter, but only if they transcend the sport itself.
Like there's a lot of sports where there's no signature athletes and Nike are doing just fine in those sports. So I think the true value of a signature athlete is going to come down to Caitlyn Clark. I do think Caitlyn Clark is going to be I think she's going to be one of the last two female signature athletes. My guess for signature sneaker, is that one of Paige Beckers or Juju Watkins is going to get a signature sneaker. I think both of them are signed to deals. By the way, as far as I'm aware, Juju signed to a bigger deal than Caitlyn Clark, but it's not a guaranteed signature sneaker. She's just going to be getting her, she's going to be the face of a line. She's going to be like the face of Nike are going to have like a generic sneaker where she's going to be the face of.
So, let's talk about what happens next in women's basketball signatures. Caitlyn has hers. Aya Wilson has hers with Nike. Sabrina's line has been a commercial success. And then there's the next generation. Paige Buchers and Juju Watkins are both signed to major deals. Juju's deal with Nike is actually bigger than Caitlyn's initial contract. But here's the crucial difference. Juju doesn't have a guaranteed signature shoe. She's going to be the face of a generic performance line. Think of it like when Nike didn't fully commit to Blake Griffin as a rookie. They made him the face of the Hyperdunk line instead of giving him his own signature shoe. It was a hedge, and in Blake's case, it worked because his career didn't pan out as expected. Nike is doing the same with Juju. She'll have visibility, she'll have her own colorways, but she won't have a line reserved for Paige or whoever emerges as the bigger cultural draw. And right now, based on unrivaled viewership numbers and social media engagement, Paige is building that case.
That happened. And Caitlyn's got nothing to do Aja, Sabrina. I think one of Juju or Paige, whichever one of them ends up being the bigger draw. I think it could very well be Paige. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm looking at unrivaled numbers. I'm looking at everything. And I'm like, nowhere near Caitlyn level in terms of hype. But like, Paige, there is a level of hype there with Paige. There genuinely is. So I can see that happening, and her getting a signature sneaker, and then like Juju maybe being the face of a generic line, because they have some generic lines as well, because they have so many non-signature athletes and they can't just be all wearing.
But here's what's fascinating about the timing of this Nike visit. The WNBA is currently in CBA negotiations that could shut down the entire 2025 season. Players are threatening to sit out, and the league and the Players Association are billions of dollars apart on revenue sharing. And yet, Nike is moving forward with this launch as if nothing is happening because they know something we don't, or they're betting on something. If the CBA gets resolved in February, I genuinely think we'll see the shoe reveal within 48 hours. Nike will want to capitalize on the positive momentum of the league continuing. But if negotiations drag into March and April, they're going to release the shoe anyway, because they already have a backup plan.
Caitlyn Clark situation for her during her rookie season, but hopefully that's all kind of been put to bed and we get to see the sneaker soon. My guess is that the launch of the Caitlyn Clark shoe is going to be sometime in the next, I think we will see what it looks like in the next 6 weeks. I think maybe Nike don't want to announce the shoe and release the shoe during.
And that backup plan is the FIBA World Cup qualifiers in March. Team USA has qualifying games scheduled, and Caitlyn Clark is on that roster. So even if the WNBA season doesn't happen, Caitlyn will still be playing competitive basketball on an international stage in March. That's when we'll see the shoe for the first time. She'll wear it in a Team USA game. Nike will release the official images simultaneously, and pre-orders will go live immediately. It's the same playbook they've used for other major signature launches, but this time, the athlete is a second-year WNBA player. That's how much confidence Nike has in Caitlyn's marketability.
If the CBA starts dragging into March and April, I think they're going to release the shoe anyway. But the thing is, like, it's one of those things where they would probably want to see Caitlyn play in the shoe before it's released worldwide. And Team USA. Oh no, I'm an idiot. It's going. The first time we're going to see it is going to be during World Cup qualifiers. World Cup qualifiers in March when Team USA are playing their first set of games. So they're going to be playing their first set of games, and it's going to be during that. I'm a dumbass. Like, that's obviously when the shoes sneaker is going to be released.
Now let's break down what went wrong in year one, because the contrast is striking. During Caitlyn's rookie season, Nike barely promoted her. You had the biggest draw in women's basketball history, someone bringing 3 million viewers to regular season WNBA games, and Nike acted like they were afraid to acknowledge it. They didn't plaster her face on billboards. They didn't run major ad campaigns. They didn't make her the centerpiece of their WNBA marketing. The reason was obvious. They were terrified of backlash from other players under contract. Aya Wilson is a Nike athlete. Sabrina Ionescu is a Nike athlete. Breanna Stewart is with Puma, but Nike has relationships with dozens of WNBA players. There was an unspoken fear inside Nike's marketing department that going all in on Caitlyn would alienate everyone else. So, they played it safe, muted her visibility, and let her rookie season play out without leveraging her star power. From a business perspective, it was a catastrophic missed opportunity, but something shifted after the season ended. Maybe it was the ratings data showing Caitlyn's measurable impact on viewership. Maybe it was the sell-through numbers on her PE shoes. Maybe it was seeing how much money other brands were making off Caitlyn-adjacent products while Nike sat on the sidelines. Whatever the reason, Nike made a decision. They were going to treat this signature shoe launch like it deserved, like a major cultural event, like the debut of a generational athlete who transcends her sport. That's what this Nike headquarters visit represents. Nike is telling the world they're no longer playing it safe. They're putting Caitlyn front and center. They're betting the future of their signature athlete model on her. They're accepting that some people will be upset about the attention disparity, and they're doing it anyway because the business case is too strong to ignore. Think about what this means for the WNBA as a whole. For years, the league has struggled with marketing individual stars without creating resentment. The team-first mentality was partly about solidarity, but also about fear. Fear that if one player got too big, it would create division. Fear that elevating one star would diminish everyone else. Fear that the league couldn't handle a transcendent talent without tearing apart the collective identity. Caitlyn Clark is forcing everyone to confront that fear. Nike's approach to this launch is the clearest signal, yet that the old model is dead. You can't hide your biggest star to protect everyone else's feelings. You can't mute your most marketable athlete because of potential backlash. The market doesn't care about those concerns. The market rewards what sells. And Caitlyn Clark sells. This shoe launch is going to be the biggest signature debut Nike has had since the Kyrie 1, and probably even bigger. Pre-orders will crash websites. The first colorway will sell out in minutes. Resale prices will spike immediately. Every person who doubted that the WNBA had star power to support signature athlete deals will have to eat those words. Here's the twist. Caitlyn didn't ask for any of this. She's not campaigning to be the face of the league. She's not demanding special treatment. She's simply playing basketball at a level that creates organic demand. And yet, she'll bear the burden of the resentment that comes with this visibility. She'll be criticized for taking up too much space, accused of benefiting from privilege, and face scrutiny that Aya Wilson and Breanna Stewart never did. Not because she's doing anything wrong, but because her existence challenges the comfortable narrative the WNBA has told itself for 2 decades, Nike is betting none of that matters. They're betting that millions who want Caitlyn Clark shoes don't care about internal league politics. They're betting that casual sports fans who've never watched a full WNBA game but know who Caitlyn Clark is will spend money on her merchandise. They're betting the next generation of young girls who see themselves in Caitlyn will convince their parents to buy the shoes, jerseys, and gear. When that shoe drops in March, pay attention to the reception, the sales numbers, and whether Nike's bet pays off. Because if it does, this changes everything, not just for Caitlyn, not just for Nike, but for how women's sports athletes are marketed moving forward. This is the test case. The moment we find out if a women's basketball player can be marketed at the same level as the biggest male athletes in the world. And based on everything we've seen, the reception Caitlyn got walking into Nike headquarters, the fact that NBA players are already wearing her shoes, I think we already know the answer. The real question is whether everyone else is ready to accept it.